it seems like a large part of what the actors do these days in terms of Star Trek is actually attack the fans. Do you guys remember back when the actors were all gracious for the fans and we provided them careers, not only like in Star Trek, like, most actors while they're on the air and of course having their career that's on the TV, but these guys make livings off of us by taking pictures and charging exorbitant fees, signing autographs and charging exorbitant fees. This is what they do for the most part on the circuit of the conventions. If you don't know, that's about it. After your Star Trek career, it's very hard for them to land a lot of other roles. A couple do, but a lot of them don't. And yet at the same time, they have this entitled attitude to where they're telling us what we're allowed to enjoy and what we're not. Now, obviously, the criticism of Starfleet Academy has been very, very high. Almost all the fans hate it. Critics even mostly hate it. This is something that people realize they botched it, and they knew they botched it. This isn't something that was an accident or anything. This is a $200 million production that Alex Kurtzman and company intentionally went in with the idea of saying, let's do a Dawson's Creek 90210 Star Trek for the new kids these days, the Gen Zers. They're going to love that. And they thought that this was going to work. Now, obviously, the fans are going to hate it. And it doesn't matter how many references you put in there because it's just insulting to your intelligence. Oh, wow, they had a cheer on. And wait a minute. I have to think about that reference. That species was supposed to be dead. Why are they here? All the stupid references don't actually mean they're trying to do anything for the fans. It just means that they're putting stupid references in there, Easter eggs, as they call them, to make us pacified. And that way they can pat themselves on the back and say, we did everything we could for the fans, and they're just toxic, right? And they just attack us relentlessly. This is how they gaslight themselves and us into trying to not have any criticism for this show whatsoever. Now, there's been a lot of actors going out there. Tim Russ from Voyager went and attacked people over Starfleet Academy when it premiered. Robert Picardo's gone really crazy, especially on my X feed, which I appreciate. I'm glad he's paying attention to the content and engaging, but I'm hoping he's passing along the message that, like, this is not what the fans want, so that people understand this and not just, reacting to me. We'll see. But today, a weirder one even happened. On the main Star Trek page, a fan made a criticism of Starfleet Academy because of the Captain Ake, Akbar. It is a trap. I know that. And Holly Hunter's character and just how atrocious she is as a captain. She doesn't act like a captain. She doesn't act like a professional. She doesn't act like a chancellor. She acts like a wine aunt who's been drinking a little too much and kind of just like lounging about and going crazy. And it's a bad look for the leadership of the show. It just doesn't feel right because of that. And you can't expect to have an organization where a woman's going like this. I kept my socks on for you guys. She doesn't wear socks, by contrast, in her like business meetings and the like, and actually like take her seriously. And that's what we're supposed to do. And we're supposed to pretend like she's equivalent to somebody like Captain Janeway or else. So let's get into this news in just a moment because Kate Mulgrew really lashed out about this in defense of the crappy new Star Trek. But we are making a difference, guys. I'm building a wonderful world, and I've been working on this book for the last several weeks. It's called Starfleet Academy. Yes, I know I promised it would be out last Thursday, but I am taking some extra time to work on it. And I'll probably do a video tomorrow kind of explaining the process behind this because I think it's important to explain how to write real good science fiction because these people don't understand this in Hollywood. We're working on this. It's really wonderful stuff. This is hard sci-fi. It shows what a real military academy is, and it'll be coming out probably next week now, assuming I get everything done in time. I am working really around the clock and trying my hardest, but there's a limit to my magic here. So my newsletter is in the description below. I want you to sign up so that you don't miss it. And a lot of people have been reading. You guys have been the best audience. And by the way, I've gotten great feedback. Most people are really loving the books, The Stars Entwined, especially, I'm noticing, and love the Rescue Run book that I have in the newsletter here. And I really appreciate you guys so much for reading. And there's been a little bit of criticism too. And what I do when I get criticism is I go, I appreciate you guys reading, and sometimes it's valid, sometimes it's not. And as I try to engage positively with people, because look, at the end of the day, even if there's a portion of something that like didn't work for you or whatnot, maybe the next book will. And you got to treat your fans with respect. And that's what these people have been missing the entire time. So thank you guys so much. Sign up for this if you've not in the description below. You get 3 free books for signing up: a sci-fi book, a fantasy book, and a full superhero graphic novel. And we'll be coming out with Starfleet Academy soon. I can't wait. I mean, we're getting this newsletter close to 9,000 people at this point, and that's going to be pretty big for this launch. And I think that's going to shake these people when they see how well it does. So I appreciate you guys for reading. All right, so this is what we got here. Star Trek Voyager star Kate Mulgrew lashes out at a fan who contrasted Starfleet Academy's captain with Captain Janeway. As Starfleet Academy has failed in the ratings and drawn incredible pushback from fans, Star Trek actors have been lashing out in defense of the new show. Now, as a fan criticizes Holly Hunter's character, Captain Ake, Kate Mulgrew took to Facebook to lash out at fans and defend the atrocious character choices. So, I'm going to get right to what she says here and go back to the defense of what happened, because this is crazy, just how this person's acting. So we got now streaming episode 6. This is the Star Trek official page, and they've got the cute Betazoid space princess or whatever as the sort of draw to watch this, I guess. And that's that. And so some guy actually posts, is Captain Janeway going to time travel so she can bitch slap Captain Mumbles? Captain Mumbles, I like that. When she spots her lounging in the captain chair like she's getting ready to watch a Hallmark channel instead of commanding a starship. And Kate Mulgrew says, on the contrary, sending you and every other disrespectful troglodyte who insults my fellow captain and Starfleet officer to the brig where you belong. Keep Janeway's name out of it. Dismissed. Now, this seems like a simple statement, but there's a lot to actually unpack here, and I'm going to get into it. The reason that people obviously compare this to Janeway is these are our white female captains here, and we have quite a difference. And this has been a comparison that's been going on since the start of the show. You can have a female captain and it can be good. Starfleet Academy just decided not to, says this random X user here. And this has been a lot of stuff like this on Facebook, namely because, this has been going viral with this picture of her lounging on the bridge of a starship with her feet up, reading a book. And again, this is a bridge of a starship. You don't act like this. This would not be tolerated on any military vessel. Honestly, this wouldn't be tolerated on the captain's yacht of a luxury cruise liner at that, right? It's like even a civilian thing. There's just a level of professional decorum that people have when they're at work, and this is not it, right? And she actually has a meeting. This didn't even go as viral, but she has a meeting of actual Academy business and problems going on with the Academy, where she's sitting there on her little couch like this, talking while she's having the meeting. And in the most recent, not the most recent episode, maybe the one before this, I can't remember. They all blur together. She actually lays down in a turbolift car with her head up against the rear end of the War College Academy chancellor. It's like, what are you doing? One, that's a sexual harassment lawsuit waiting to happen. But second, it's like, this is crazy. And people don't act like this. And if you look at it, the Academy is a disaster on that level. You've got these cadets in here who, as a chancellor, you've got this super obese person who cannot pass physical fitness tests, who's swallowing a comm badge. This person should not be there at a elite Starfleet Academy whatsoever. This is pretty obvious. Are you handling any business whatsoever, Captain Ake? And that seems to be the problem. There's no rules. There's no decorum. She actually is quite the opposite, and it doesn't make any sense in the context of this whole world building exercise and where this is. And that's exactly why this falls flat and doesn't work for a lot of people. So when you compare this, yes, she is, you want to talk about disrespectful. She actually claims the guy's disrespectful. Ake as a character is disrespectful. Secondly, guys, insults my fellow Captain Starfleet officer. This is Kate Mulgrew. One, Kate, you're not a real captain, and you are not Captain Janeway. And this is something that these actors do. They go into character mildly to make their political points or whatever, and the doctor, Robert Picardo, has been doing much the same too. And at the same time, they'll be the first to be like, I'm not my character. And so it's like, you can't have it both ways. You have to knock this kind of thing off. It's ridiculous. And trying to act to a fan like this is what would happen is just okay, you're not even taking your own character seriously, which why should she? She hasn't played Janeway in a while. So this is that. Keep my good name out of it. Dismissed. You dismissed the fans, and this is a problem. The fans are the people who keep all of this going, keep all of this employed. You shouldn't be telling fans they're dismissed because this guy's never going to go to a Star Trek convention and want to go see you again. I mean, you idiot. And how many other people are going to be like that now? It's just kind of disgusting behavior, like I said. Now, let's go back to the character of Captain Janeway and just show how she's absolutely wrong. Now, I pulled a couple of quotes from Star Trek because Janeway, as a character, was all about decorum. She was all about the rules of Starfleet, and she would have never tolerated B'Elanna Torres putting her feet up at the engineering station on the bridge. I mean, there's no way, right? that would have been a big problem. So, Janeway did have some inconsistencies, but she was kind of a hardline captain, and that was kind of what was interesting and nice, actually, about the character. And so Janeway actually had the utmost respect for Starfleet rules and regulations. It often put her at odds, if you remember, with the partial Maquis crew who didn't want anything to do with Starfleet and the like, and she had to whip them into shape. She actually remember the episode where she actually ordered Tuvok and had Tuvok go and like run them through a boot camp, like a physical boot camp, and he was actually adjusting the gravity to make it really, really hard on them, and those people couldn't even like pass muster, and he had to like push even harder for this type of thing, and eventually like figured it out on that level. This is something obviously Starfleet Academy is not doing if they got that kind of weight on some of their cadets there, but this is what we got here. She even lectured Tom Paris once, guys, in the episode Random Thoughts, saying, "You know the rules, Tom. We can't pick and choose which laws we'll respect and which we won't." She's very much a by-the-book captain, and that's been her whole thing the whole way. So if somebody's being way off kilter like Ake is and actually ruining the respect of Starfleet and causing a level where people would never respect them because of her actions, the way she's looking and talking, etc., that's a problem. And that's something Admiral Vance should do something about in a military organization. Next in the episode Alliances, she likewise boasts the virtues of holding the rules and holding fast to them. She says, "In a part of space where there are few rules, it's more important than ever that we hold fast to our own. In a region where shifting allegiances are commonplace, we have to do something stable to rely on, and we do. The principles and ideals of the Federation, as far as I'm concerned, those are the best allies we can have." So, yes, she would not tolerate this at all. She would not be cool with it at all, especially as an Admiral Janeway. Admiral Janeway would go in and clean up ship and make Starfleet Academy much better. It shows how weak Admiral Vance is in the show as it is, as he's just allowing this stuff to happen, carte blanche. So this is it. What Ake does is disrespectful. You want to call fans troglodytes for not accepting that because it doesn't feel right. It feels terrible, and it feels like a disrespect to us by having people treat the show like it's furniture to put feet on. All these things end up being great metaphors for Starfleet Academy, right? Starfleet Academy is a piece of furniture to put your feet on, your dirty feet on, because it is something not to respect whatsoever. Yes, Holly Hunter just nailed that, right? So this is pretty crazy that she'd do this and attack a fan like this. I kind of feel sickened for the poor fan who was just like voicing his disdain for what they're doing here. Gosh, can you imagine if they just had some respectful people at corporate? I understand this isn't for you. We're going to try to do our best and do better next time. We obviously missed the mark on this. That's what you should do if you actually like have any sort of decency here, but they can't. So I have the same thing. Robert Picardo keeps coming to my feed doing the exact same thing. And like I said, I've got this image here of these angry women, right? And I said, this is the perfect image because all of them look miserable, just like the real feminist SJWs who hate all the white males and Christians, right? And look at that. They made their Ferengi really miserable. What the hell did they do to the Ferengi? Oh, well, different costuming thing again. So Robert Picardo says, pretty sick there, John. So how am I sick by doing this? Is this a bad joke or a hate post? As a Christian white male, I can assure you the people in this picture are very accepting and loving of me. Okay. Thanks, Robert Picardo. I didn't make a comment on the actresses whatsoever, and this is how the SJWs always argue, in bad faith. They act like they don't understand what you're saying. I said this is a metaphor for Starfleet Academy, and this is how these real feminist SJWs really look at things, who are the writers of this, not the actor. The actors, who knows? They're just young kids, like doing whatever, they're putting on a costume. This is something where it's very, very obvious, and they take it just completely out of context and whatever to try to strawman your arguments every time and then call you sick in the process. Like, come on, Robert Picardo. And I mentioned this one, glitter vomit. That's the perfect metaphor for this show. Yeah, and here he is again. It's all in the beholder, John. I see this as his character's response to nattering nabobs of negativism on this platform. So again, this is his response to the fans. Well, that's not good. Like, like, have you noticed, like, a lot of this stuff is them hating the fans, and that's what it is over and over. And I said, I made this joke, are you even a Star Trek fan if you don't stand for a neurodivergent gay immigrant Klingons with two dads? And he said, and here it is, I'm hearing far more who say yes, John. Star Trek has always been dramatizing the outsider. That's not true at all, by the way. Janeway's not an outsider. Picard's not an outsider. Riker's not an outsider. Not at all. The outsider can be a character in it, but it's not dramatized. Captain Kirk's not an outsider. Even Spock's really not an outsider on the ship. I mean, he is a little bit, but not really. I mean, he's very much a part of Jim's like best friend and even McCoy's best friend, even though McCoy like ribs him half the time. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Like, these people just like really do not understand writing, theme, and whatever. That's why they're actors, right? The other and made them understandable. You may prefer an outsider like a former Borg drone 7 of 9 in her skin-tight catsuit with 5-inch stilettos. And again, where did I say anything about that? But Star Trek encourages you to understand outsiders as well. Take it from a sentient artificial intelligence who had to fight for his rights as a member of the crew. Now, you see this here. Again, he acts like he is the hologram, just like Kate Mulgrew did the same on her post. Very bizarre behavior from these people, and I think it's disgusting. And like I said multiple times in this video, there's a way to treat the fans. There's a way to treat criticism, and I hope that there's just a basic line of professionalism that people would have. But clearly, none of these people have it, and that's exactly why they write the crap the way they write it, and that's why Starfleet doesn't feel like Starfleet anymore. It's really, really sad. Leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Hit the like and subscribe button. Guys, Space Fleet Academy, there's no room for this type of stuff in Space Fleet Academy. Leave a comment down below, and please sign up for my newsletter so you don't miss this release. I can't wait to get this to 9,000 people. Really cool. Really appreciate you guys for reading. You've been amazing. We'll be back.